Well, welcome to a special edition of Out to Lunch with Judy. You're going out to breakfast and out to vote with Judy. Yes, well, I cast my vote over a month ago. I did the mail in. I was, nothing to chance. I want to get this puppy dog in. Unlike some of my friends who have waited till the last minute for mail in. Those of you who, or those of them who like to go to the polling booth, groovy and cool. We should all do what's good for us. But here's my deal. Obviously, I like one candidate over the other, and I want that candidate to win. And just like I did in the World Series with the Dodgers versus the Yankees, I ate Dodger donuts every day. I successfully ate a Dodger donut games 1 through 3. I ate the entire donut each day. New donut. It started out with no filling and then it went to filling. But on the fourth day, the fourth game, I slightly changed my routine and I only ate half a donut. And we all know what happened. The Dodgers lost that game. So I'm like, no, I'm a very superstitious eater. I'm just like sports people who have this routine that they have to have, and even entertainers. People who perform in front of other people for their job, whatever it is they do. They perform in front of huge numbers of people. These are very high-end athletes and they have a routine, and it's kind of a very superstitious routine every day on game day. And if they don't do the routine, generally they F up. Well, I effed up the fourth day. I didn't eat the entire donut. I made up for it on the fifth day. And as we all know, the Dodgers won the series. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm looking at voting day. So I went back to Primo Donuts. I know they don't really have their name prominently displayed, but it's one of the oldest family-run donut shops in Los Angeles, and it's right down the street from my office. So, of course, I chose to go there this morning on the way to the office, dressed in, by the way, red, white, and blue. Red, red. Okay, so red lips, red nails, blue earrings, white and blue jewelry, blue jacket, white top, blue pants, and blue everything else underneath. I even wore blue high heels today. Yes, I did. I went total girl and I wore high heels today. It's been a while since I've worn high heels. It actually feels quite good, quite girlish. Anything to put my candidate over the top because I do believe my candidate will be inclusive for everybody. I do believe that. Do I believe my candidate is perfect? I absolutely don't. Do I believe my candidate is quite capable? Oh, yes. I have followed my candidate for quite a while. But here's the donut. I know we're getting to the right part. Here's the donut. So I go into Primo's. Now this is like around 6:30-ish in the morning, 20 of 7, when all the donuts should be out in full force, ready to be eaten by all of the customers. So I'm looking around for the I voted donut. I'm thinking if you had a Dodger donut, then of course you have to have an I voted donut. But I was prepared. A good eater always is prepared with plan B. And so here was my plan B. I would see if they could just have maybe a jelly donut because I want that to be red, white, and blue as well. So I'm thinking, well, like a raspberry or a strawberry. Generally, it's raspberry, right? If I could get a raspberry filled donut, I will put the blue on. So, by the way, I did. I found, where's the little hole? Can you see? It's raspberry in there. We're eating it here on camera. So I'm like, okay, white glazed icing. Sorry about that. White glazed icing, raspberry inside, And then I stopped at the Ralph's right across the street for blueberry preserves. Now, and I'm going to put this on top. I was prepared, by the way, and I don't really have to use it. I was prepared if I needed to create white icing. I have emergency white icing in the office. Oh yeah, you have to be ready for anything. I'm in the divorce business. I'm a divorce mediator. You have to be ready for everything. Emergency icing. Well, we don't need the emergency icing because not only do we have the white glaze, it's fine. I like it. But now we have the blueberry jam. Now preserves, jam, all the same thing. Let's speak for a minute about jelly versus preserves slash jam. Who in their right mind has jelly? Nobody. Nobody I know likes jelly. And if they do, they're probably hiding it because preserves and jam are full bodied. They have the actual fruit in them, little seeds. I mean, this is, God, I hope I don't get on my computer. Look at this. Look at how delicious this is. So, what I'm going to do right now, sorry, don't mean to go off camera on you. I'm going to put this on top. So, I'm going to take the donut and I am going to put preserves on top. So now we have this yummy, my spoon, my preserves, my right to lick the spoon. So we have this. Are you ready? Go, my candidate. Mm, it's really good. It's really seriously good. Do you think I should add peanut butter? I don't have it with me right now. I think I'm going to add some peanut butter. Excuse me. My God, it's so good, so good, so good. I hope this turns out okay. I really hope. I hope nobody gets hurt. I hope the right thing turns out. I mean, I just hope, I hope. I have a snack. I have a blue snack, a Sour Patch Child, an individual mini Sour Patch Child. I wonder if I should combine it. Do you think I should put the Sour Patch Child inside the donut or on top of the donut? I am. I'm going to take a minute. Now, I'm going to eat it all this morning. I'm not going to eat half. I learned my lesson during the Dodgers Yankees World Series. This will all get eaten. I will enhance it with peanut butter, and I'm going to have a good day. But here's the deal. So I want to say this. I'm a divorce mediator, and I look at divorce and politics in the same way, insofar as domestic violence and people voting against their own best interests, not knowing, and people choosing spouses against their own best interest. It happens so often you can't imagine. People come in here and they, are getting divorced and they're trying to reach settlement. And somehow, in the course of the mediation, it comes out, especially if I'm in caucus with one of the spouses, meaning one on one, confidentially with one of the spouses, what always comes out is they either knew it was the wrong decision to marry, they had their gut feeling was wrong. Um, they married this person because this person checked all the right boxes, but the love wasn't there. There's different reasons why people marry and get into a marriage that's not healthy. And then you have the domestic violence. So you can be love bombed. You can marry a narcissist who tells you how wonderful you are, tells you they're going to do so many things for you, wines and dines you. And then once you get married, it changes. They start denigrating you. They start working on you emotionally. So it starts with emotional abuse, it goes to verbal abuse, then it goes to physical abuse until the victim does something or gets killed. That's exactly how this works. Look at politics. We vote against our own best interests. We don't perceive or get that the people or the party that we've named as our political parents. I've talked about this for years with my friends. People look at the politicians they vote for as their political parents, who, of course, want to do the right thing for them. And of course, since they voted for their political parent, they expect nothing less than to be protected, taken care of. And I'll take you back to, I found this so interesting. In 2017, the first year of Trump's presidency, he did what he said he was going to do. He started mass deportations. Okay, he did he did fulfill that. Um, and I remember going on the Yahoo homepage because I have to go on Yahoo like constantly. I'm constantly checking the internet for different things. And I saw a photograph in an article of this Latina woman who was holding an infant in her arms, and she was between the screen door that was opened and the door frame of her house. And she was crying because ICE immigration had just come to take her husband out because he was an illegal immigrant. And here's what she said: I didn't know what would happen to me. I voted for him. How could he take my husband, illegal immigrant? How could he take my husband when I voted for him? As if, now think about the logic here. Think about the logic. As if he would know everybody who voted for him. As if he has this list of people that he can consult when he, for instance, was ready to start the mass deportation campaign effort. Oh, you know what? Mrs. So and so voted for me. And even though her husband is illegal, we're going to leave him in the house. I mean, come on, folks. Seriously? This is what you think? This is how you think? Yes, this is how some people think. So when a candidate tells you all these wonderful things they're going to do for you, believe half. That this is my arithmetic on anybody, any party who talks, except a rare handful of people, and I mean rare. And those rare handful of people, when I check their voting record, they voted on the right side of humanity. They had courage. They had ethics. They did not let the party in power manipulate them. That's how I vote. But anyway, let's go back to now and this woman. So here's my rule of thumb. Believe half of what any candidate says if it's good stuff, if it's promises that, things are going to be great, only believe half. But if they tell you bad things, which generally candidates don't do, the only candidate who, in my time, and you can please chime in and let me know what you think. But of all the candidates in my time, I don't remember any other candidate doing doom and gloom and saying horrible things that they're going to do and thinking that's okay, except Donald Trump. I mean, to me is amazing because I've always been a political junkie. And I've always eaten donuts. Maybe it's time for another bite. While I'm going on and on at our little discussion here, let's have another bite. Maybe a little piece of the kid. Mmm, 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 mmm. Do you ever put candy in a donut? I think you should. Oh my God. This blueberry child from the Sour Patch Children collection, single child and large child because single. You get them in the bag and they're teeny kids. This is a giant kid. I will always put candy with my donuts now. This is pretty incredible. Okay, one more bite. I said I have to eat the whole thing today. One more bite, then let me go on. This is amazingly good. All right, so anyway, I have never heard a candidate say they're going to do horrible things, tell you about doom and gloom, and have people cheer. This is my right candidate. All right, but they do. Half the country. Lot to be learned here. But I'm eating the donut. 'Cause just want it to be right for humanity. And when it's over, regardless of who wins, as I've said on other episodes, we're still going to be neighbors. We're still going to dine in the same restaurants, the neighborhood restaurants. We're still going to bring our kids to school and have them play with other kids whose parents may not agree with us, but we're still a community. That's really my essential message. We're a community. And half of us are going to be happy, half of us are going to be freaked out. But we can change that. We can change the freaked outness by just talking to one another. It's very difficult. I know that when we're listening to somebody talk in a way that doesn't comport with our thinking, me too, by the way, we get all crazy. And in a divorce mediation, it's very difficult to sit and listen to the other person talk. When you know half of it is BS because you lived with them, but you got to suffer through it. You have to just learn to chill. On the other side of chilling is the result I guarantee you will take place. So if we can, me included, I can lose it too. If we can all just agree that once this is all over, we can try and reconnect with people in a way where we grow a stronger bond. We can talk about sports, we can talk about food, we can talk about music, and we can talk about the issues, not the candidates. Let's get these candidates out of our sight for a minute. Sometimes the candidates get in the way of our neighborly relationships. If we could just talk about how any of these issues that people are arguing about can be resolved, by exchanging our views and just asking, well, what would you like to see? Forget about parroting what the candidates say. What would you like to see? If we could just start talking like that, we could get these douchebags out of the way. We could start bringing in better people who are more inclusive, who know how to have better conversations about these big ticket items that affect all of our lives. And I think that's the issue. I've talked about food connects, music connects, sports connects, but the outcome of any of this does not affect our lives. Politics affects our lives. Getting married to somebody affects our lives. Getting divorced affects our lives. So we have to be very careful who we bring into our lives that has a deciding influence on our lives. And then you have to recognize at the end of the day, there are things that we can't do a thing about that are bigger than us, really and truly. I mean, there are people within institutions of our government structure that think very differently than most people and really do think that sometimes they have to harm other people to make life right for other people. Really? Do you really have to harm other people? Do you really know what's right for all of us? I think people in certain areas and echelons of government, military, they live in their own bubble, in their own world. They don't live in our world. And I think that we can make a difference in our own world, in our neighborhoods, if we want to. And so let's raise a donut. Let's raise a donut. Look, I've already eaten shit. I've already eaten half. I'm still working with these virtual backgrounds. I'm not sitting in front of Primo Donuts, but they are my backdrop for today. I am going to put peanut butter inside of this. Raise a donut to our future, to our community, to our goodwill, so that we can have a harmonious society, a harmonious life, a harmonious world, as much as we can affect that. So anyway, out to lunch with Judy, breakfast edition. Have a great day, man, and I hope you all voted.